You have mentioned about the importance of having your own castle. In your non-financial opinion, would you say it's better to try to pay this off in full through profit taking, or pay some of the property mortgage off and reinvest the rest in the bear market? Much love. Much love to you, to Yorkshire, man. This is an interesting one. Let me know if there's anybody from the Shire here in the audience. That'd be fun. The Shire. I think that's what they mean by countryside. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong below. Let's talk about mortgage pros and cons. And unfortunately, the red X's and the green boxes don't show up. But the first six are the advantages of paying off a mortgage. All right. So I'll walk through these real quick. Full ownership brings peace. You got no stress of debt. And that's ideal in certain times, for example, job losses or economic downturns or whatever's happening. Also, your mortgage payment is gone. So it frees up future income for other goals like fun times and lifestyle chips and stuff like that. Also, you get emotional satisfaction of owning your own home, your castle, which I love to say. And it eliminates exposure to interest rate and market risks. And you have a simple financial life. But you probably still have to pay property taxes. And then it's ideal if you value certainty, stability, and debt-free living. I know people that just want that. That's most important to them. And the home is 100% yours regardless of market changes. They are all the pros of paying off your mortgage, but there are some downsides. It ties up capital that could be used to buy an undervalued asset. For example, you could have $1 million tied up in a mortgage, or $1 million tied up in a property by paying off your mortgage, but you could have had that same $1 million and stick it into Tesla, which will 10x over the next 5 to 6, 7 years. Okay? You'll still have your house, but you pay your mortgage, but you get a lot more return on investing. And you lose access to mortgage interest tax deduction. I call this middle class welfare, the ability to borrow and then write off the interest you pay. I think it doesn't exist in the UK, but I could be wrong. But in the US it does. And Yorkshireman, I don't know where you are. You could be in the US, so we'll see. And your capital is locked up in the home, and homes are not liquid or easily accessible without refinancing or selling. And even that can take a long time. And there's no compounding returns from the stock market if money is still home. Check out the post I made earlier today regarding the worst sales slip you'll ever see in your life. And that hammers home the point of opportunity cost of not investing. Okay, very, very important. Thank you, Crypto Dougie. Let's talk about the pros and cons of keeping the mortgage. This is, again, the first 5 are green. So it frees capital for investing, invest in long-term wealth assets, tax deductible mortgage. Again, I don't know if it happens in the UK or if you're in the UK. You got greater liquidity as well because your cash is available for opportunities, emergencies, alternative uses, and you will outperform the mortgage rate you pay. The average mortgage rate is like 5 to 6%, and you'll easily smoke that with returns in the stock market, even just buying an S&P 500 ETF. And it's ideal if you value growth, efficiency, and maximizing return on capital. Now, the negatives of keeping your mortgage is it does require comfort with investing and market discipline and disciplined investing and having a strategy. The home is not fully yours until your mortgage is paid off. Some people don't like that cloud hanging over their head. And the debt remains. It's very discomforting for risk-averse individuals. But you can just pay a little bit more off if you find your happy level. And ongoing monthly payments continue, which ties up your cash flow. Debt servicing is a pain. And the psychological weight of debt is a pain in the butt. But let's talk about me, okay? I love borrowing. Because I know if I can, like I've got a bunch of mortgages, I think 3 of them at least, that are under 3%, 10-year fixed interest only, okay? When they existed in 2022, if you're on Patreon, you saw how much I was talking about them every single week till I was blue in the face. Free money, borrowing a lot of money at 3% is basically free because you just throw that money into Bitcoin and just sit and wait a couple of years, okay? I always keep mortgages. I pay off the minimum or nothing at all, and I get the tax benefits as well because I can generate far more return in the markets. But the question is for you, It's what helps you sleep soundly, how good you are at investing, and do you want to be debt free or chase higher returns? You think you know which way I lean. So I hope that helps. And a great question.